Hi there, everyone. Good morning. How's it going? How's the weather where you are? It's nice and cool where I am. Today, we're talking about discipline versus motivation, my favorite subject. But before we dive in, let's take a step back. I want you to think about this. Have you ever taken time to consider what it is you genuinely want out of life? Are you doing it? It's easy to get caught up in distractions and daily routines, and maybe you've never taken the time to really think about it. If someone asked you right now, what do you want? Would you know? Understanding your desires is an important step toward building a life that aligns with your values and goals. It's good to identify your wants and needs and what you'd like the desired outcome to look like. Have you noticed that it's really easy to say what we don't want and focus on that, and harder to identify what it is we do want? When you know what you want and why it matters, it becomes easier to stay disciplined, and we'll talk about that in a minute. If you're not sure what you want, here are 9 prompts that might get you thinking a little bit. Number 1, what are your health goals? Number 2, how long would you like to live? Number 3, what skills would you like to acquire? Number 4, what hobbies would you like to learn or continue? Number 5, does giving back or volunteering interest you? And if so, what would that look like? Number 6, what kind of relationships do you want to build or improve? Number 7, where would you like to live? Number 8, what kind of new experiences would you like to pursue? Number 9, what spiritual practice like meditation, prayer, journaling, or forest bathing would you like to start or enhance? After answering these questions, take some time to reflect on why each one is important to you. You may also come up with additional questions to help clarify your desires. Once you have a clear idea of what you want, research the steps needed to achieve your goals. It may require starting a few daily new habits. And for more on creating effective habits, visit focusyourtime.com/habits. Now, knowing your goals is just the beginning, and it's crucial to recognize that taking action requires more than just knowing what you want. It demands discipline, consistency, and the ability to keep going even when motivation is low. How many times have you stalled or given up because of distractions, a lack of enthusiasm, or not feeling motivated? I think we've all felt unmotivated at one time or another, right? We think it's important to feel motivated in order to achieve goals, but that's not true. And as Mel Robbins said in one of her podcasts, motivation is garbage. If you want to know more about this, you can find her podcast online. So if we're not motivated, how do we actually achieve our goals? Well, as I mentioned earlier, you can start little habits that help you work toward your goals. And once you master the habits, what it takes to achieve them is discipline. As Jim Rohn famously said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Motivation can ebb and flow based on our mood and energy levels. And you know what? If we all waited for motivation to kick, nothing would ever get done. To get the outcome you desire, discipline must come into play. Discipline is consistent effort to work toward a desired outcome when motivation fades. It's the determination to keep going regardless of how you feel in the moment and not letting anything stand in your way. Achieving your goals often means starting with small habits, taking baby steps, and making steady progress over time. It's also important to be realistic about how long it will take to reach your desired outcome and plan accordingly. So many times we find ourselves unmotivated to pursue what we say we want because doing something else or just doing nothing seems more appealing in the moment, right? Here are a few examples of discipline in action. Number 1, you may want to wake up early because you'd like to squeeze more time in your day, but you're not motivated to get out of your cozy bed. I feel like this daily because let's face it, it's comfy in that nice warm bed, but discipline is what gets us out of bed when we'd rather sleep in. Number 2, Maybe you want to start exercising after work in order to get healthier, but coworkers keep inviting you out for happy hour. And of course, this sounds a lot more fun than exercising, but saying no and applying discipline allows you to stick to your exercise routine. Number 3, you decide that it's important to eat healthier after watching a compelling nutrition documentary. But when cravings hit and you really want those chips, it's discipline that helps you make healthier choices. Number 4, perhaps you'd like to learn a new language, but progress slows down and frustration sets in, and you may feel like throwing in the towel. Discipline is what keeps you practicing daily. In each of the examples, you see that at times motivation fades, so discipline is what's needed to get to the finish line. Again, if we all relied on motivation alone, we'd only make progress when we felt like it, which isn't enough to achieve meaningful results. One of the most effective ways to use discipline is to focus on the outcome. Really think about that. Sometimes practicing discipline is uncomfortable, and yes, sometimes you miss out on doing some fun things. It's crucial to stay the course. For me personally, as many of you know, longevity, being energetic, and living an excellent quality of life has been one of the most important things that I want for myself. I've encountered many obstacles and dealt with a lot of pressure from others because I wasn't doing similar things, like eating unhealthy food, drinking alcohol, or staying up late. Discipline is what keeps me from eating refined sugar, drinking alcohol, or eating meat. I choose to eat nutrient-rich foods and exercise daily. I've said no to many offerings, no matter how good something may taste or feel. I always ask myself, what's the cost if I go off my path? And will this get me to my goal? Or how is this going to make me feel tomorrow? I've said no to people who want me to go out late at night because sleep is important to me, and so is my morning exercise routine. My way of healthy living may be unpopular or sound boring to you, and that's okay. I do what works for me. You can do what works for you. When you're going after what you want, there will be discomfort. People may not like what you're trying to accomplish and attempt to stand in your way and change your mind. There will be temptations. When working toward your goal, you may experience fear, tiredness, distractions, boredom, or burnout. You may lack resources, have competing priorities, or feel the need to address other people's wants and needs before your own. You might even become impatient. Welcome to humanity. There are all kinds of obstacles that can stand in your way if you let them. You have the option of choosing the path that works for you. What would your life look like if you took charge of your own decisions and accomplished goals that meant something to you? Whether it's a healthy body, a better relationship, or a new skill, discipline is about making a commitment and pushing through the tough moments when lacking motivation. Discipline is about being committed and taking consistent action and not letting anything or anyone stand in your way, regardless of how you feel or how unmotivated you are to do the hard things. Remember, achieving goals takes time, maybe even years, so start slowly, one thing at a time. Be open to delayed gratification and enjoy the process. You can read more about this at focusyourtime.com/gratification. Again, it might be difficult at times. That's expected, but we can do the hard things. So the next time you're feeling unmotivated, remember that discipline gets you to the finish line. You can read more at focusyourtime.com/discipline. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I love the subject. I seem to have a lot of discipline. I don't know where it came from. People are always telling me, you're so disciplined. I think I just pick something that I want, I research it, and then I go for it. And I don't let anything stand in my way. And again, I've been tempted and people try to change my mind and I see other things I'd rather be doing, but that's not going to get me to where I want to go. So I hope this helped. Be kind, stay safe, and I will see you soon.